So, picking back up where we left off, Femboy Cosplayer here, in Poor Things by Alistair Gray. So, we were at. I had not seen him for 70 weeks. He was muffled in the thick cape and overcoat he wore outdoors in every sort of weather. Because his body lost heat faster than most people's, but his face shocked me most. It usually looked unhappy, but now his aghast eyes seemed to reflect an absence of something as essential as sanity or oxygen. An absence that was slowly killing him. There was nothing hostile in this settled gloom. He gave me a nod of dreary recognition, yet it menaced me because, for a moment, I feared that what he ached for and needed could not be mine either. Though Bella was now smiling at me as eagerly and expectantly as in her younger days, she had taken her right hand from under Baxter's arm and was holding it straight out to me. Again, I rose on tiptoe to take her fingers and touch them with my lips. "Ha," she laughed, thrusting the hand above her head as if grasping a butterfly. "He is still my little candle, God. You were the first man I ever loved after wee Robbie Murdoch, Candle, and now me, Belle Miss Baxter, citizen of Glasgow, native of Scotland, subject of the British Empire, have been made a woman of the world. French, German, Italian, Spanish, African, Asian, American men, and some women of the North and the South kinds have kissed this hand and other parts, but I still dream of the first time, though oceans deep between have roared since auld lang syne. Sit on that bench, God. I am taking Candle for a walk. Saunter, stroll, dawdle, trot, canter, short, gallop, and circumambulation. Poor old God. Without Bella, you will grow glum, glummer, glummest, until just when you think I am forever lost. Crash, bang, wallop. Out I pop from behind that holly bush. Guard him, lads." She and Baxter were accompanied by 5 children, whose big boots and coarse clothes showed they belonged to the servant or artisan class. If small companions were still a clue to Bella's brain, then her mental age was now between 12 and 13. Baxter, with no change of expression, slumped obediently into a space on a crowded bench. From one side of him, an army officer hurriedly departed. From the other, a nursemaid with a baby that had started to scream. 2 of the boys took their places. The rest stood in a row before him, facing outwards, with legs astride and folded arms. "Good," said Bella approvingly. "If anyone stares at God, stare back until they stop. This will keep you going while I am away." From a poke in her pocket, she gave each child a large sweet of the kind called gobstoppers, then drew my hand under her arm and hurried me off past the duck pond. Bella's firm and talkative manner made me expect a torrent of words, not what happened. She strode forward, glancing from side to side, until she saw a narrow path through a shrubbery and steered me abruptly up it. At a bend in the path, she stopped, snapped shut her parasol, hurled it like a spear into a thick rhododendron bush, and dragged me in after it. I was too surprised to resist. When the leaves were higher than our heads, she released me and unbuttoned her right hand glove. Smiling and licking her lips and muttering, "Now then." Stripping off the glove, she clapped her naked palm over my mouth while flinging her left arm round my neck. The edge of the palm blocked my nostrils, and though still too astonished to struggle, I was soon gasping for breath. So was she. Her eyes were shut. She wrenched her head from side to side, moaning through flushed and pouting lips. A candle, oh candle, the candle of candle to candle, by candle, from candle, I candle, you candle, we candle. From feeling as helpless as a doll, I suddenly wished to be nothing else. Her pressure on my mouth and neck became terribly sweet. I began struggling not against suffocation, but against a delight too great to be borne. A moment later, I was free again, dazed, and watching her pick the glove from the branch where it hung and pull it on again. "Do you know, Candle?" she murmured after some deeply contented sighs. "I haven't had a chance to do that since I got off the ship from America a fortnight ago. Baxter has not left me alone with anyone except him. Did you enjoy what we did?" I nodded. She said slyly, "You didn't enjoy it as much as I did. You would not have pulled away so soon and would have acted more daft. But men seem better at acting daft when they're miserable." She retrieved her parasol and cheerfully waved it to some starers on a terrace of the hillside above. I was depressed to see we had been overlooked, but relieved to realize the watchers must first have thought she was trying to strangle me, then decided she was coping with a bleeding nose. When we regained the path, she brushed twigs, leaves, and petals off of our clothing, drew my hand under her arm again, and walked onward saying, "What will we talk about?" I was too bemused to answer till she had repeated the question. "Miss Baxter, Bella, oh dear Belle, have you done that with many men?" "Yes, all over the world, but mostly in the Pacific. On the boat out of Nagasaki, I met 2 petty officers. They were devoted to each other, and I sometimes did it 6 times a day with each of them." And we'll leave off right there for tonight's reading. So thank you very much for listening, and I hope that this is very relaxing for you. Much love from Deathnote Stress. Okay, so we'll leave it at that for tonight. I'm very sleepy. Thank you so much for listening. I hope that this brought you all a lot of comfort and relaxation, and I will see you soon. Good night. Love you lots. Femboy Clouds.